How's it going, everyone? My name is Jimmy Champane. I hope you're having a great day and welcome to this week's Chuck Date. This week we actually have two huge stories to talk about. One of them is from the Child's Play remake and the other is from the TV show that comes out next year, so it's a pretty exciting week. Since the remake is just under a month away, Orion has turned on both marketing faucets and they uploaded a full scene to their YouTube channel featuring Andy destroying his apartment with a baseball bat. It's pretty clear that this scene takes place in the second half of the movie because Andy by this point seems to have realized that Chucky is in fact evil. Throughout the scene, Chucky is hacking into all the different Caslin devices around the apartment to torment Andy, and it's kinda like a futuristic game of Peekaboo. Oh shit, that's what the video is called. Anyway, we get to hear more of Mark Hamill's voice acting than we've ever heard before, and honestly, to me, it sounds great. The idea that Chucky can hack into all these different devices is basically the most original thing about him, and it's what separates him from Don Mancini's version of the character, so releasing this scene before the movie is out is honestly a pretty smart move on Orion's part. Because of that, I think the quick-paced editing combined with Bear McCreary's score building up until the point that we realize Chucky is going after Andy's mom works really well for this character. I will say though, it's a little weird that Andy only destroys one Caslin product in the scene. You'd think he'd be going after that thermostat or even yeeting that bat through the TV. I mean, that's exactly what I would be doing since it's pretty clear right out of the gate that that's how Chucky is talking to him. I've actually seen a lot of people on Twitter complaining that you don't actually see Chucky in this scene, but really guys, I feel like we've seen him enough in the marketing and I really don't want them to pull a Halloween 2018 and ruin the surprises for us before the movie's even out. I really think that word of mouth is going to be a huge factor for this movie's success because it's sandwiched between Toy Story 4 and Annabelle Comes Home. So they really need to come out of the gate swinging, really impress people, and surprise them in the theater. That's what they need to do, and I'm glad that they're finally realizing that. I really like the POV shots, but really all the camera work in this scene was spot on and it really impressed me. I also really like the set design and just the overall atmosphere of how this movie looks. The apartment that Andy lives in looks a lot like the original Child's Play, but it's not a direct copy, which is what I want from a remake. Overall, I think this was a great scene and Orion was smart to release it early. It shows off the main setting of the movie, it shows off the great atmosphere it has, it teases us with Mark Hamill's voice as Chucky, and it also features the main character of the movie. That's just smart marketing on their part. Good job, Orion. Okay, so next up we have an interview with Brad Dourif. He's currently on a press tour right now for Deadwood the movie, which is premiering soon on HBO, but a writer over at Bleeding Cool decided to ask him about the Child's Play TV show. He said Don Mancini's TV series is happening. It's going to happen. Yes, absolutely. We've spoken more than once and absolutely I'm involved. It's his baby. He invented it. It came from him. He's the real source. Andy's managed on more than one occasion with a shift in the genre to really find an exciting and different way of doing it. And it's always worked. I think it's pretty good and I don't feel that way about most things. I mean, with Chucky, we're not talking about the deepest level of human nature or anything like that, but it's great fun. And Don knows exactly the right tone every time. If there's anyone I want to hear confidence on this TV series from, it's definitely Brad Dourif, because not only has he been there from the beginning, but he's not nearly as emotionally attached to it as Don Mancini is. I mean, this guy's been there for everything, including Seed and Cult of Chucky, so I feel like he has a barometer for what's good and what isn't, so if he's excited to be on this TV show, I'm excited to check it out next year. I also love that he understands what we're getting with the Child's Play franchise is a good old-fashioned R-rated slasher. I personally don't like how far into the comedy zone Seed and Bride of Chucky went, but if you look at the source material and what he's working with, I'm all for just a little bit of levity. You can kind of combine those two genres really well. The Bloody Disgusting article I read this interview in also brought up a quote from Nick Antosca where he said that the show is going to be taking from Child's Play 1 and 2 more than any of the other movies in the franchise, and that is a really smart decision. There's no denying that Chucky is funny in either of those movies, but they do have a mean, scary edge to them, and that's what I think people really want to see in the Child's Play TV show. Every time I bring this show up and how it's going to be on Sci-Fi, someone in the comments says that the Sci-Fi channel is full of crap. And while over the past few years they've definitely put out a lot of crap, they've also put out shows like The Expanse and Channel Zero, both of which have great practical effects and a lot of gore and a lot of scares. And Nick Antosca worked on Channel Zero and he's the guy working on Child's Play, so I think we're gonna get a gory R-rated slasher of a TV show, which is awesome. And all of the younger viewers out there who are really excited for this Child's Play remake but might not be able to see it because it's rated R, you're gonna have a much easier time watching this TV show because it's gonna be on Sci-Fi, which is a channel that everyone has. Alright guys, that's all I have for you on this week's Chuck Date. Make sure you let me know down in the comments below what you think, and also when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so you get an email every time I upload a video. Anyway guys, my name is Jimmy Champane, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.